what Miles Associates did was to identify something we could do within the community that would be helpful. We didn't want to practice medicine. We didn't want to take up baked goods. We wanted to do something that we were good at to see if we couldn't help. And help, as we looked at it, would be to try to cross 235 with a plan to get to make that much less of a barrier. What we did within Miles Associates was to take much of the free talent that would be available from one project to the next project, and we started doing this over 2 years ago. We were well shoulder deep into this before Brookings came to town. We were doing this as a crossing project before there was an innovation district. We felt like, Miles Associates felt like the economic engine within the Health Sciences Center needed a closer connection to the CBD. And we felt like there was a way to get there, and we studied 235, arteries, vehicle, pedestrian, massing. We were doing this before GE project was sited over on 10th and 235. So our objective was within the office to have an effort that the staff could use their professionalism in helping the community. And so the whole group of young people, and Dennis, an older person, but they came with this idea of what might be called a loaded crossing. A way to get across 235, not just more hospitable, but with activity, so that much of the west side of the boutique-ness of the west side could extend to the east. And instead of grabbing the east side and pushing it to the west with its major sites and institutional settings, we thought it would be better to bring the west across to the east. And with that was this evolution of what we've now proposed as the OKC Link project. And it's got green space, it's got access across 235 that's very friendly compared to the way it is right now. We looked at 235 as a barrier. It's basically a very well developed north to south traffic accessible lane for the city. It's a lane that's very important to the city. It's not a street, it's a major interstate that swoops through the city. The only problem is it seems to divide. Well, in the divide, a lot of the engineering was done to get from one side to the other with traffic, vehicular traffic. What's happened is the pedestrian traffic now wants to cross on those vehicular traffic ways, and they weren't made for that. They were made to get the vehicle from one side to the other. And what we have is an accommodation. Like on Harrison Street, we have a pedestrian walkway on one side, not even on the other side. It's on one side that there isn't a pedestrian access on the other side, on one side, and it's uncomfortable to make the crossing to the extent you feel like you're in danger. And I would challenge anyone who would walk there to feel like they need a barrier much higher than the handrail that's there. It's not really a handrail. It's a retainer rail to keep a vehicle from jumping off the bridge. Our proposal has had great interest because it seemed to address what Brookings was trying to address, not just identifying an innovation district, but let's let's strengthen that district by getting over any barriers or any, let's tear down the fences that are between a strong side and another strong side to make them supporting each other. And it's been, I got to say that it's been very successful, because right now the community is interested in bonding or building this enterprise on both sides of the road.